Hey guys, Reviews and More, back with a quick review on an Amazon Basics item. This is one of their meal prep kit containers that they just released, and you can get them from like $12 to $17 depending on what's on sale from Amazon. And as always, if you find this review helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. And without further ado, I'll basically lay out what this review is going to contain. I'll put a sticky tag, or sorry, a pinned comment at the bottom. But basically, this review is going to do a quick leak test, followed by a dishwasher test, an oven test, which I'll explain as I get to it. Then you're going to see a microwave and a freezer test. So I'll have those time stamps pinned in the comments. So with this first test, the leak, it does leak, but that's to be expected. It's not meant to be leak-proof, and we wouldn't expect it to be. Just note it's not watertight, so just keep that in mind. So if you're in a situation with like a gym bag or something that gets sloshed around, you're going to have some leaking going on, so just keep that in mind. If you have anything liquid in there, it leaks pretty profusely. It's not meant to be watertight. Now, probably the more important test to most folks is how dishwasher safe is this item. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I would say for this dishwasher I'm using in particular, because it's newer, the dishwashers nowadays are kind of getting away from the heating elements on their heated dry dishwashers. So if you have heated dry on, which I always do because I hate having wet dishes in my dishwasher, and you're using an older dishwasher, it has that heating element at the bottom, you run the risk of warping them pretty badly. There were very slightly warped lids and slightly warped bases after this thing was done on a 4-hour cycle, so just keep that in mind. It's not perfect. It is dishwasher safe. They will stack afterwards, but over a period of time they might lose their shape, and if you have a heating element style dishwasher, you might lose them completely. But as you can see here, once we open this up, you'll see some of the main results. But you also notice this dishwasher does not have a heating element at the bottom for its heated dry, which means there's less direct heat. So you'll notice even on the top rack, the lids themselves actually did warp ever so slightly. Just take care. They're not impossible to use, but you can see some definite warping there. I would say they're dishwasher safe because they're still functional afterwards. I don't know what they'll look like after doing this 20-30 times, but then again, they're meant to be semi-disposable and last for a while, but not last forever. But again, I'd say maybe an 8 out of 10 on that. They're not perfect, but they're not going to be. The materials are relatively thin. I would feel perfectly confident reusing these over and over and over again because they're BPA free and all that fun health stuff, but they are not perfectly dishwasher safe, but nothing this plastic is. So I think that they will work, but they will eventually wear out, and that warping after one wash is kind of indicative of that fact. And in just a moment you'll see the actual results stacked up, and these are stackable, thank God. I mean, most of these meal prep kits these days are stackable, but you'll see the stackable results and what they look like after washing. So some mild warping does change how they stack, but not too terribly much. Alright, this test is a little strange because there's no guarantee that this thing will work in the oven, and these don't work in the oven, but I wanted to kind of test the heat tolerances of these things. So I set my oven up at about 212 degrees first, and that's obviously the temperature of boiling water, so if it can handle that, obviously it handles the dishwasher just fine. And once this thing comes out after being at around 212, it ends up being a little more malleable, softer, which you kind of expect being under direct heat like that. And then I decided to go ahead and raise the temperature 50 degrees to about 262, and you'll see the results there. And the reason why I did this was because in theory with the microwave test I'm going to use water, but there's other times when you might include things that get above 212 degrees, something sugary, something with a little grease in it, something that's just food. Everybody I know's overcooked something in the microwave and can cause burning. Because of the results I get here at 262, I'm kind of hesitant. And I would say that it is definitely microwave safe for things that are liquid-based water, but once you get anything that could potentially get hotter than 212 degrees, you might have a slight worry there. It also goes to show that if you do have that old-fashioned heating element style dishwasher for heated dry, that you could end up with a result kind of like this and have a whole mess in your dishwasher. And as you can see, it's just destroyed. So that's only a 50-degree difference. It's well under the temperature that you would expect something to really melt that heavily at 260. Now I suspect it could probably got hotter than that in there because it is an oven, so the temperature's not perfect, but that's what you might expect with a heated dry system in your dishwasher. You might end up with something probably not as bad as this, but still you don't want to deal with that. Alright, so now for a more pertinent test, a microwave test. We're going to do 10 minutes of water, so it's going to definitely get to well beyond boiling temperature for quite some time. So once it goes in there, 10 quick minutes, and the results are pretty good. There's no warping, certainly nothing worse than the dishwasher had. So microwave test is perfectly fine, perfectly valid item for your microwave. But again, I will say that if you put something in there that will get beyond boiling temperatures, whether it's something with a little bit of oil in it, something that's a lot of sugar, anything that basically gets beyond the boiling temperature of water, you might run the risk, You might run the risk of losing it to some major warping if you don't keep track of it in the microwave, and you could lose it. So just be careful there. And our last test is this little freezer test, and we just got this thing with some water, and all we're testing for here is cracking, or that can result in a leak from water expansion. So right here we now see we have 2 ice cubes of various sizes because of the 2 little sections, frozen solid. No visible leaks. Doesn't look like it's cracking any, but we'll pop the ice cubes out real fast, and I do a quick leak test. Nothing drips out of it. Nothing really to write home about. So it is in fact freezer safe, microwave safe, and majorly dishwasher safe. 8 out of 10 there. So just be careful. It depends on what kind of heating dry element you have in your dishwasher. Or just turn that function off when you wash these and they'll be fine. So that's my review, guys. Thank you for watching and have a great day.